मेरी उन तमाम दोस्तों से गुजारिश है कि जिन्होंने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है वो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाली तमाम वीडियोस आप तक पहुंच सके। थैंक यू।
New para, the escalating cost of living has pushed millions of more people below the poverty line and massively increased the ranks of the unemployed. Full stop. The worsening state of the economy and growing political instability have also put our national security at risk. Full stop. It is perhaps one of the most serious situations the country has faced in recent times. Full stop. The prospect of a nuclear armed nation collapsing under its own contradictions in frightening. Full stop. But the powers that be seem completely oblivious of the gathering storm. Full stop. They remain occupied with their own agenda. Full stop. While the country is imploding, the security agencies have apparently intensified the crackdown against the opposition, further destabilizing the political situation. Full stop. Recent draconian laws are now being used with impunity against everyone who dares to speak out. Full stop. New para. It is perhaps unprecedented in Pakistan's history that so many women are being kept in detention, most of them without any charge. Full stop. The vindictiveness of the security establishment has been further amplified by the arrest of Iman Hazar Mazari, a young civil rights lawyer, under anti-terrorism laws. Full stop. She was re-arrested after being released on bail. Full stop. Similarly, the fate of Khadija Shah and several other PTI women prisoners hangs in the balance. Full stop. This is the last thing the country needs while facing an existentialist threat. Full stop. The rumbling of the coming storm is loud and clear, if the ruling elite are prepared to heed the warning. Full stop. New para. With little to show for its performance during its 16-month rule, and now with street protests breaking out, it is hardly surprising that the PMLN favors an extension in the election date, as suggested by the Election Commission of Pakistan, in order to complete the delimitation process required under the recently concluded population census. Full stop. Given this uncertainty and the prevailing confusion in party ranks, it is hardly surprising that Nawaz Sharif has yet again delayed his return to the country. Full stop. He is now expected to come back in mid-October. Full stop. Meanwhile, differences within the former ruling alliance over the election time frame have become sharper, with the PPP taking an obvious U-turn and demanding that elections be held within 90 days as stipulated in the Constitution. Full stop. New para, it seems that the PPP's changed position on the election time frame is for reasons of expediency, as the party doesn't want any delimitation of constituencies in Sindh that could result in an increase in National Assembly seats in Karachi at the expense of the rural areas. Full stop. The issue has become more contentious, with the MQM now siding with the PMLN over the delay. Full stop. Meanwhile, the Pakistan Bar Council, 2, has demanded that polls be held within 90 days, full stop. However, it seems highly improbable that the ECP will change its plan and agree to hold elections on the basis of the old population count, full stop. It may lead to yet another court battle, deepening the political turmoil, full stop. Growing public unrest over inflation has simply added to the multiple challenges the state confronts, full stop. The public outrage over inflated electricity bills is just a symptom of a much deeper problem, full stop. Inflated electricity bills in the country have triggered an eruption of public indignation that had been simmering for long, full stop. Discontent over the escalating cost of living has now exploded into mass protests, full stop. The unbearable hike in electricity rates seems to be the proverbial last straw, full stop. Angry protesters are now out on the streets, threatening to bring down the edifice of the state, full stop. It is now left to a hybridized interim administration to face the public's wrath, full stop. Stuck between the IMF deal and growing unrest in the country, the options for the caretaker setup are limited, full stop. The crisis over excessively priced electricity indicates a structural problem that has been aggravated by flawed policies pursued by successive governments over the past several decades, full stop. New para, a patch-up job will not help resolve a chronic problem that requires massive systematic reforms, full stop. And that is beyond the capacity of a short-term interim arrangement led by a novice who has apparently been imposed by the security establishment, full stop. The multiple taxes and surcharges included in the electricity bills are nothing less than extortion by a state unable to collect taxes from the politically powerful landed and business classes, full stop. The burden has shifted to the already overtaxed middle and lower classes, full stop. What has made the situation extremely combustible is the prevailing political uncertainty, full stop. New para. New para. The spontaneous outburst of public anger has all the potential of turning into a mass movement against the existing system, full stop. You just have to listen to the chants of protesters against the privileged for elite, full stop. Events like this could easily ignite a prairie fire engulfing the entire system, full stop. The ongoing public protests have brought to the surface contradictions embedded in the existing power structure, full stop. They have also deepened the predicament of political parties that were part of the former ruling coalition, full stop. The alliance bears much blame for the worsening economic crisis, full stop. The disastrous policies of the Dar period may not have been solely responsible for the economic downslide, but they are just as much to blame as the approach of previous dispensations, full stop. The situation has posed a huge dilemma for the PMLN, with elections approaching, full stop. New para. It will be hard for the party to go to the polls with such a liability, full stop. The optics of the former Prime Minister and his finance minister arriving in London for consultations with the Supreme Leader were hardly comforting for party supporters and voters, full stop. The party is at a loss as to how to react to the public protests, particularly in its former stronghold of Punjab, just 2 weeks after its government ended full stop. It is apparent that the decision to include excessive taxes in the electricity bill was taken by the PMLN-led government and certainly not by the caretaker administration full stop. While exempting the retailers and thriving real estate businesses, the former finance minister conveniently shifted the burden to the common people full stop. It is a lame excuse that it was necessary to meet IMF conditionalities full stop. The fiscal gap could have been bridged by removing those exemptions as per the requirement of the IMF rather than fleecing the public full stop.